we invite villages to send us their questions by email. Actually, they send the emails to hvusers@helpfulvillage.com with the questions. And then basically Anastasia, what she's doing is that she takes those questions, she puts them on a Google document that is here. What we usually do is that we share the URL of this document in the chat, on the Zoom chat, so that you can see the questions that will be discussed today. We try to do first in, first out. Basically, when people ask questions, we put them in this document, and then we'll keep adding questions along the way. If we cannot answer all questions, those questions stay there for the next webinar, the month after. So if we put that link on the document, you can scroll down and see the questions that we have. But I will start with the first question right away. This is question asking if we can show how to create a page and add it to the public or private menu of the website. So we're gonna start there right away. I'm gonna go here on demo, on a demo site, and I'm already logged in as an admin. So basically, Helpful Village comes with well, basically a website editor where basically you can have different pages and discuss different aspects of your village. And we have all these questions, and you can add pictures and text in there. This is the menu up here where you can add more pages. And basically, in order to manage this menu, what you do is that you come here under admin. So only the admins see these admin features, but I have admin rights, so I can do this. I can click on admin. I go down under settings, and under settings, I can go to this area here that allows me to create new pages, or web templates, or the menu manager. So basically here we can do two things. We can manage the menu. I'll actually start here. If we want to change this menu up here, what we do is go into the menu manager. And the question was referring to a public menu and a private menu. So I'll explain that very quickly. Basically, your visitors come to the website with usually two different purposes. Some people, it's just the anonymous people that are looking for information about your village. They are not logged in, right? So they just find you on the internet, on Google, or they got a prospect or a link, and they see this menu. So basically they see about us, about our village, and then this is the menu you can customize. So the thing that you can see here, actually, I'm logged in, so I don't see the public menu, I see the private menu. The reason why there is two different menus is that the private menu comes with a lot more interactive features, because your members can log in and they can create a new service request, they can do village talk, they can look at a list of preferred providers, but your people that are looking for information, they should not have access, and they do not have access to these interactive features. So basically, that's why I decided to organize the information two different ways. For your members, with all the rich interactive features, are organized in the private menu, and people that are looking for information in the public menu. Now, this private menu is what we see up here. You see that it says About Us, and under this, it says Organizational Info, Membership Info, Volunteer Info. It's the exact same structure you see here: About Us, Organizational Info, About Our Village, Partners, etc. So if we see that again, organizational info, about our village, partners, etc. So you can add and remove elements from that menu manager. For example, you see here, partners is in the second place. So actually you can come here to the private menu and you can do different things. See these arrows here? These arrows up and down are to reposition items in your menu. For example, this is in number 2. If I click on the arrow up, it's gonna go up to the first position. If you wanted to have partners above about your village, I just click on this arrow, and that it did it. You see, now it's partners about our village FAQ. And if I want to bring staff and board of directors up, I can do the same. I click the arrow up, and actually the arrow down is the same. Just can put FAQ in the number 4 position, and we're gonna move it down. And now we have partners about our village, staff and board of directors. Partners about our village, staff and board of directors. So that you see is how you move your elements in your menu. You can also add more elements, right? Here you have partners about our village, staff, FAQ, donate to our village, our service area, newsletters. Imagine you want to add another element here. What you do is that you use this oblique menu. If I want to put it under organizational info, you see this oblique arrow. It's if you put your mouse over it, it says add a child. So it's gonna add another element. You see here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I click the oblique arrow, it's gonna add a child under organizational info, right? So it's gonna create an 8th element under newsletter, and I can create it this way. And you can call it anything you want, but here, let's say it's a new members info. And when you do that, you can link to different things. You can link to a donation page, to a unique URL, or one of the pages that you have previously created. So if I want to link to one of my pages, I click editable page. And then I find here one of my pages here where that I have previously created. So basically the order of things is really you create the page first and then you link it to the menu, right? But if I wanted to do that, I can click on this. And now we created a new members info that is linking to the live demo webinar April 2021 page. I click save. And now that we did it, as expected, now we have an element here that is number 8, right? And then that is also visible here on the menu to about us, organizational info. And then we have the new members info is here. And now if I click on it, you see, it's gonna link to the page that we created before. And this is the page, that it is linking to. So now, we did that. Now, another thing we can do is that you can also remove, you wanna delete this element, just come down here. You can link to another page, if a different page you need to link to, or you can come down here and you can delete this item, confirmation message. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and obviously all of these updates immediately here on your menu manager. Okay. Now the question was, maybe I can show you how to create a new page. So let's do that. I can go settings. I can go here under settings for the website. There's editable pages, right? And this all the list of editable pages I have previously created, merge use, all of this, etc. Test environment is a little messy, but let's create a new page entirely. So basically you can call it any way you want. So it's like my new board members and staff. And then I'm gonna put new here. And then who can read it? Here you choose who can read this page. It's only a page for admins, a page only visible to members, or is visible to the public. You can ignore these keywords for search engine, but you can do that later. And then basically if we wanted to create a new page, I can do this. I can say board members. I come down here. I'm gonna do a quick page here, formats, headings, one. I'm actually gonna make it a little bigger, so I can do this. Formats, fonts, font sizes, 36. And then here, you can look at this one because this one is something that you all need to know. If you can come down here, I actually like clicking on this button because it allows me to see basically the structure of the page. And then here I have this cursor here on this in this area, and I can come down here and say insert. And I can insert a template, and these templates are graphic elements that are pre-designed for you. For example, here I know I have a helpful village element with 3 columns with pictures. I can choose this one. Shows you a little bit how it looks like, and then if I save it, right, now we created a page for board members. And then obviously I need to change this, right? This would be oh. And then you can change all of this, right? I'm not gonna edit all the text. Okay, and then you do all of that, and you keep adding all your page, right? And then you save it. Obviously, the pictures can be replaced too. Actually, I should show you this. So if I go to the picture, and you have obviously a different picture for your board member, you come here, you click on this picture element, and then you can upload the picture from your computer for a different person, right? And that's gonna replace the picture that is visible here, and you update all the text and pictures, but I don't want to spend too much time on the web editor at this time. I'll just save this page. Actually, I'm not sure in saving it because I think I have a problem. But anyways, it should be saving. And then basically what you do from the menu manager is that you go back to settings, you go menu manager, and in the menu manager here, you can create your menu item that you want to change. And then from here, you choose the menu item that is in this location. You need to find the new page that we created here, right? And link to this new page. Okay, so here would be staff and board of directors, then you save it, and then it's linking to this page or the new page. If you want to replace with a new board, you can create a new page and then change in the menu item if it's pointing to this one page or a second page. Okay. Any questions about the menu manager? Direct questions. If there's no direct questions, what we usually do is that we move on to the next question in the list.
I do have a quick question. So
Perfect.
when you inserted, can you just say that again? When you insert the template, where was that? Insert?
Yes. So that was when I was doing a single page. So let me go to any page. So let's go here.
Okay.
Mhm. So this is the page, right, that we chose.
Yeah,
You can also find the pages obviously through the menu, right? And that takes you to a page. And under that page, you can also hit edit this page.
right.
And when you're editing this page, I like using this button that it shows me a little bit the structure of the page. And then here, the insert element, this is a key
Yeah.
element that you need to remember is here. I go slowly here. It's I go insert. Under insert, there is insert template.
Mm,
And under insert template, you have all these choices of different things. For example, if you want to have a slideshow, you put this helpful village web element that is called a slideshow. If you want to put a web element that has a picture on the left and text on the right, well, then you choose this one. See, so and then
got it.
and you click save it, and then this is a different design. Here we had picture
Okay.
on top, text on the bottom, and here we got picture on the left, the names, bio on the right. So you can design, export different templates that
Great.
are available and choose the one that makes the most sense to you.
Okay. Thank you so
And then at the
much.
end you save the page, right? And then you link it to in the menu manager. So first is kind of one thing is creating the page, and the other one is managing the elements that are present here with the menu manager.
Thank you.
Well, perfect. So now we move on to the next question. There's another thing that we usually do is that sometimes we have the people asking the question that are present. Sometimes they are not present. But when they're present, we usually ask them if they can help me because it's hard to talk for an hour. But I think Lee was on the call.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good. And I was wondering if you don't mind asking the question so that we make the session a little bit more interactive.
Sure. This started with a um, problem that a volunteer presented us with, said that they had completed a service evaluation. I mean, they had completed a service request, but never received the reminder email to complete the service evaluation.
Yes.
And this happens occasionally. Sometimes there's a glitch with the process that sends the mails, but this one didn't look like it was that. And as we dug into it, we sort of figured out what might have happened, but we were trying to confirm. Our service evaluation reminders are emailed out in the evening. I think it's 6 p.m. or around 6 p.m.
I think so too.
But the service request in question that day was completed around 10 p.m. That same day. So the question we had is, would a volunteer ever see a reminder for a request that's completed the same day but after the evaluation reminders are emailed out? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Makes sense to me if you're okay with this. So basically, Lee is one of our advanced users. So I'll rephrase it, and everyone will pick up information in there in the same way, right? And I also show that Lee, sometimes I repeat your questions, not necessarily to you, but other people in the session that might not, familiar with the terms we use. So basically, first thing is, so I kind of will explain the context for everyone else, Lee, and then I'll answer your question, okay? So
Yeah,
first
no
thing
worries. Thank
is
you.
a service request, right? What we do in Helpful Village is that anyone can come, anyone. For your members, you can come in and create a new service request, and then this person needs, transportation or a ride for a dentist appointment at this date, etc. And then all of that, when you create the service request, it comes to a list of services that your members need. And then there's a process where the volunteers take those requests and then they go out and do it. So that's taking the service request. There is an optional feature that I'll actually show you how to activate. Is that if you go to settings here and if you go to services, you have these 3 checkboxes that are important. We recommend that you set up your automatic daily emails to volunteer. If you do that, the server wakes up at 10 a.m. to send opportunities to volunteer to your volunteers, customized to their skills and what they can do, where they are, etc. And then they pick them up and they satisfy. And then another choice you have is getting closer to Lee's questions, is about the service evaluation. This is optional too, but we definitely recommend doing this. Is that after the service request is done, this checkbox is checked, the system will wake up and send an automatic email to the volunteer asking them how was their experience with this member. And actually there are 2 checkboxes here. You can set that evaluation email to your volunteer. You can choose also to send it to your members so that each party is going to tell you how did things go. And then basically if things went well or things did not go well, if the member was dissatisfied or concerned with the volunteer or the opposite, well, they have a chance to say it. So this is service evaluation. You can, with the checkbox, make that automatic so that people are invited to respond. Once they respond, the service evaluations come here, right? Under volunteers, you have service requests, opportunities to volunteer, and service evaluations telling how did things go. Actually, you see, in this case, we have both options selected. So what it does here is that you see these bold letters here. This is the service evaluation for the volunteer, Cristina Acevedo, that did a ride for Anastasia. This is a member. And because it's bold, actually, this is the volunteer that can respond to this service request. They have not done it so far. So basically, maybe they're going to do it. And when this is the way they do it, the email sends them here and they can say things went well, no problems, or things did not go well, things were okay, however, and they can write some comments here about how things go. So this is the actual service evaluation is here with your volunteer saying how it went. This is how the volunteer reports it. They have also a chance to report on the duration and maybe the mileage. Some villages offer reimbursement for mileage. And then if I go back and then I click here, this is basically the service evaluation for the member, right? Because see on the column member, Anastasia had a chance to rate it. And then she has the same question. Well, there is no mileage for the member, but she also has a chance to say, yeah, things were great. And usually people write here messages of appreciation of the volunteers and things like that. And then they submit it. So that's what the service evaluation is. And now that we know all the context, basically the question from Lee is saying, that one of their volunteers was expecting to receive an email to put their evaluation, and they did not get it. Obviously, he should have gotten it, and he didn't. It can happen sometimes if I don't know, there is a server issue, and then we were restarting the server right at the moment when the task was running or something like that. If some service evaluation message did not go out, you can always have the chance to go to the service requests. You can go to the completed service requests. This is how you filter them, right? And then when you look at completed service requests, if you click view, one of the options here is that if the service evaluation was sent, it's going to say read a service evaluation by the member. And if it was not sent, this button would say send a service evaluation. So you can always send it by hand from the service request if it does not exist. Now, regarding this case, we send there's a scheduled job that goes out at 6 p.m. sending the service evaluation invite. It does not matter if the service request happens before or after. So if you have the service request happen at 10, well, basically the email will go out at 6 p.m. So probably, well, it's a little before the service request, but probably they will respond to that email after they do the service anyways. So just to go back to your question, after this long context is no, it doesn't matter. It's like all service evaluation go, even if after 6 p.m. we take all the service requests. Actually, what we do is that we come here, right? And then we look at all the service requests that are matched on this particular day. And then we send all those service evaluations out. And in some cases, we send them out before the service request happens, if it's at 10 p.m. But obviously, the volunteer will only respond when they come back or the day after.
Okay. All right, so it keys unmatched, not completed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, while we're at this question, actually, what I will also say, right, is that it's not the same question, but it's kind of close to it. Is when you create a service request, right? There is a workflow with different statuses here. The first status is open, right? This means that we're waiting for a volunteer to take the service request. Once you match it with a volunteer, it will change to the matched service request. And then overnight, the behavior is that you don't need to change the service request to complete it. Overnight, the system assumes that the service request that was scheduled or matched is gonna take place. So the system is gonna put it in the completed status automatically. And then if for some reason that didn't happen, right, the member is calling you back saying, well, the volunteer did not come, or actually in the service evaluation that they received. I'm gonna show that again here. If I'm the member and I'm receiving it, right? And actually this did not take place, I also have the chance to say, no, this was canceled. This did not take place. And this is going to change the status from completed to, well, basically canceled in this case. Make sense?
Manuel, on the service request, does it put the address? I noticed it said 2-hour time lot, but does it put the address so the person knows where or how far they're driving?
Yes. So
Okay.
let's
I figured, but
yeah. Actually,
okay.
there is a little thing I want to say about that. So let's create one together. So gonna create one service request for my mom, and then this is a ride, and then let's say this is a dentist appointment, and then this is taking place next week, 4th. A flexible date, flexible time now. I'm okay with this, and then there's an appointment time. I'm gonna do 10:30.
Perfect. I figured as much, but had that.
Yeah, but actually there is something I want to show you about that. So here we have 234 Main Street, Palm Springs. Well, this is going to be a very weird service request. Because what we do here, this is the additional example that I wanted to give. It's like you have the full address here, and then I'm an admin, and I can save this service request. So now it exists. But we do this thing for that now it's going to be published. So yeah, my service request is from New York, where our demo is, to Palm Springs. So it's kind of quite a ride. But basically the address that we're disclosing for the member, actually, it is fully visible to your admins and to the matched volunteers. But your active volunteers, when they go on the list, they don't see the full address of the member yet. And this is a measure we use to basically protect the privacy of your members, right? So that if you recruit a new member, a new volunteer, that they don't have the exact full address of all your members, that, basically we think they should be protected. We put it on a map, basically, right, where the service request is from. And we put the origin of the ride, right, kind of, 2 blocks or 3 blocks around the exact address. So basically, we do a little effort basically to protect the privacy of the member. Once the volunteer takes the service request, so they're a matched volunteer, well, then they receive the full address, including the number. Make sense?
Perfect.
It was not exactly your question, but I thought it was an interesting thing to share with the group, because sometimes people are saying, oh, well, did they get the full address and not the full address? So sometimes when you have a question that's related, I just add a little bit of extra sauce.
Great.
Cool. Perfect. So I think we can move on to the next one. I think I saw Carol on the call. Is that right?
Yes, actually Robin, but I still haven't figured out how to get Carol's picture off of our Zoom account. So
wait, really? Where is that?
Yeah, I don't want to do it permanently.
Wait, because I was surprised because I'm not sure we're talking about the same Carol, because I'm talking about Carol Cookson, right?
Oh, different Carol. Sorry. Yeah, I'm the same Carol.
Because I see the other Carol is like, it's weird because you're talking, but I don't see the lips moving.
Sorry, Carol Cookson. You're on.
And then we'll move on to another Carol in a minute. Carol, do you want to read the question?
Sure. So we have the option or selected to send out reminders 30 days prior to a membership expiration.
Yes.
And that happens. But what
Yeah.
we're finding is that sometimes people get those, and I'm probably guilty of doing this. Oh, I can take care of that later. And then I forget about it, right?
Yes.
And so I looked yesterday to see if there was a way to send out a secondary reminder, maybe a 15-day or a 7-day or something. And I didn't see a place to do that. Is there one? And I'm just not seeing it.
Yes, there is a way. So let me show you that. And we definitely recommend doing more than one automatic reminder. So I'm going to do the same thing I said to Lee before. I'm going to give some additional context because I know you know some of these things, right? But I'm explaining this to everybody. So if we go to admin settings, and then under settings, if you go under membership, right? And then you scroll down here, here you have a summary of the renewal emails that are being sent. And we have a little explanation here saying that you can choose the X days before the expiration date. The server will use an email template that you can choose and customize, right? And then this is basically the scheduling. So Carol, what you're doing today is that 1 month before expiration date, you're sending, there is an automatic email template for Autotask renew notice. I think this is what you probably see on yours, right?
Right.
And then what you want to do is that you want to add another one, which is a renew notice 2, and potentially a third one, which is a renew notice 3. And you can totally do that. Right now, you cannot do it by yourself. We need to help you with this, right? You can put a ticket and we create it for you. You just need to let us know the dates that you want. So if you want to keep the 30 days, you can leave it for renew notice 2 and renew notice 1. And then basically you tell us, well, okay, I want to send the renew notice 2 template 10 days before. And you can also do it after, right? Some villages do either on the same day, or even here you can say, obviously with different language, right? Saying, well, you know, your membership is now expired, but it's okay, but you can come back, etc. You can do that after expiration date. And you can do up to 3 renew notice email templates with basically with the scheduling that you want. And if you you send a ticket to our team, and we will set that schedule for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Now, you can do the language of the messages. You don't need us for that, right? The thing that you need us for is for doing this. So the scheduling, right? The number of days before and after is something you cannot do. But you can do the language for this. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Not necessarily for you, Carol, but for everybody. And then if you want to do that, you go to here, admin settings, email, do email templates. These email templates are very important. And on your email templates, you can create this renew notice. You see that here? It looks like this. You can look if you have a renew notice that is already activated. Like here, I have the renew notice 1, the renew notice 2, and the renew notice 3. You see that? So that's how we did this one that is going 30 days before, this one that is going 15 days after, this is going 5 days after. And then you can open each one of these, and you can edit it. And then here you can customize the language you want. There are some variables you can use, right? So here is dear first name, dear Manuel, your household membership type is expiring. And then basically we will replace from the database with the appropriate values for this. But your job basically is to come up with the language that is good. And then, you know, whatever other suggestion you want to do here. So you can come up with 3 different templates. If that template is renew notice does not exist on your website, right? It's possible. You can come down to the bottom of this list and you have a new email template. So let's do it together. Okay. I do new email template. I say, oh, this is a renew notice. You need to be careful with the title, because the title of the template will be actually the title of the email that goes out. So here you do invitation to renew your membership with our village. And obviously this is customizable. You can write here whatever you want and adapt it. And then basically what you do here is where it's interesting. Well, first here is where you write the message, right? I can do dear name, and then I do this. This. I actually look at this one because I'm gonna do another thing here. Yeah, it's always okay. Here, and there is an insert here. You can use also. Remember we did insert for the graphic element before. You also actually do it for the email templates where you have the variable. So if I do insert templates, here I can choose the merge fields at the bottom of this. There's the merge fields for a person or the merge fields for membership. So if you click on this, it's gonna add actually all the variables you can use on your template. If I save this, now they're not pretty, right? They're all together. So you need to save this and then put them in the order you want. But if you're wondering what is the information you can include on your template, is this: the membership expiration date, the membership since date, the membership last renewal date. You can use whatever variable you want from this list. And then you need to come in and delete the rest, those that you don't need, right? And you can add language in the middle, right? So your expiration date is, and then this would be replaced, and then you go to the next paragraph, you type all of this. Anyway, you compose your message, right? And then you give instructions people to send the check or whatever you need to do. And then when you're done setting your message up, basically what you do is like you come here, and here's where you choose what is this email template going to be used for. And there is different email templates you can use for different things. For example, if you want to say thank you for a donation, that's another template that is automatic. That would be a template for donation. In this case, it's a membership template. And when you choose the membership template category, there are some automatic tasks in the system. And this is where you choose the renew notice 1, the renew notice 2, the renew notice 3. Carol, if you don't have a renew notice 2 template existing, you would come here, right? And you would say, okay, this is my renew notice 2. And then I'll finish my message. I just save it. And that's it. And then that's how you use this particular language associated with this action, right? With the renew notice 2 that is scheduled on the other page that I showed you before. Make sense?
Manuel, is this software smart enough to know who needs renewal notice to? Like Carol said,
Yeah.
if she ignored the first one.
Yeah.
And can you set that up automatically? Like
Yes.
set all the templates? Okay.
Yes. So let me tell you, because basically what we do is that, let me get out of here and I'll go to the scheduler again. Reports, no, sorry, settings. And then here, membership. And then here you have the scheduler, right? So basically, different things can happen. If you send this automatic email with renew notice, right, to your member 30 days before. Now, several things can happen. If they do it, right, and they process it, and they receive the email and they renew, they can renew online, right, their membership. And if they renew online, their expiration date immediately gets extended for 1 year, right? Or if they send you a check to the office in those 30 days, and then you input the check and you update the membership records, right? The expiration date also changes. So basically these messages are never sent, but basically they're never sent because we never got close enough to those 10 days before expiration date, right? Just because the expiration date changed. Obviously, if they did not send the check or they did not renew, well, then basically just the calendar days keep going. And then at one point, when it's 10 days before expiration date, the system would send renew notice too. Now, if they take action, then and they renew their membership date, their expiration date will change. So we will never use renew notice 3. It will never go out. But if they did not renew, well, obviously we want renew notice 3 to go out. Okay. Are there any other questions about this specific item or is it clear? If it is clear, then we have another question by Carol, but a different Carol.
Carol/Robin.
Exactly.
And it actually is very, very similar.
Okay.
And so I was paying close attention to what you had said there. But I thought that there was a way, and we believe that when folks make donations on our public, on our website, that we were sending out these automatic emails to them.
Yes.
But now we're not. And so I don't know how to set that up. So I don't know what changed. So
okay, cool. Yeah. Perfect. So great. It's perfect timing because it's a related question, as you said. So it allows to clarify the concept closer. So obviously helpful that it comes with some payments and donations module, and then people can go to the website and they can make a donation, put their names and submit this donation, and then pay, etc. The donation happens. And then what Carol is asking is that you can set up an automatic email to that donor. And then the way you do that is also with email templates. So you can come down here, email, you come here to email templates. And then basically what you need to make sure is that you have a thank you for your donation template that is set to the auto task, right? So basically here, this is it. So basically we come here, if I came to my list of templates, and then I already have this email template that is being used for the auto task. Thank you for your donation. If I click on this one, this is the same, similar, right? So this language, right? But here, obviously the variables are a little different. Thank you very much for your kind donation of donation amount. We received it on donation date and all of that, and then kind of same similar language. So basically, Carol, first thing to check, if you go to the list of templates that you have, you need to make sure that you have the email template for Autotask is set. If you come here, right, and you set this to none, well, basically we have no template associated with the action of thank you for your donation, right?
Yep, that's exactly the case because we had it set to none. So now I just need to figure out. Yeah.
So basically, and maybe let me give additional context for villages that are starting. When you create a new, when we have a new village starting, we actually give them, well, basically the website, and the website is not empty, right? It has actually many of these templates that are really preset with some suggested language to make it easier for you to understand, but it's unfinished, right? So basically they start as none, right? Because we don't want to send those emails out until you have a chance to review them. When you're done reviewing them, well, then you change it, like saying, okay, my message is now ready for action, right? So now that it's ready for action, I want to associate it to this event that happens on the website. So when there is a donation, poof, this is the language I want to use automatically for me. Thank you for donation language. Cool. While we're here, similar question, right? Actually, I'm going to show, because this is a good exercise actually to come to your list of email templates and make sure that they are activated, right? For example, here, there's a membership application confirmation. So there is also a template here, right? Similar fashion, title of the template, thank you for your membership application. This one is under the email template category of membership. And then there is remember saw before, there is these auto tasks that are renew notice 2, renew notice 3. Well, there is also other templates that you should set up, right? One that is membership application confirmation, confirm membership renewal, confirm membership first payment, which is the first payment ever, right? You can set up some specific language welcoming people to your village, and that will go also out automatically. Now, there is something now that is important for your donations, and this is a question, actually, I have. It's my time to ask a question to our group instead of answering. Because one thing that we were doing with donations is that the email template, thank you for donation, was going out when you had donors that they were entering the donations themselves. If someone goes online and they set it up, well, we send an automatic email for donation. But what we were doing is that if it's a donor, if it's an admin entering it, right? An admin can come here. I can do that with you. And I can search a person name. Well, first, let me show two things. I'm gonna sign out first. So now this is an anonymous site version of the website, right? So I'm not logged in. I'm not an admin. If anyone goes to your website, click on donate now, they can come here. They can choose an amount of money they want to donate. And they cannot search anybody, right? But they can write their names. And then email, etc. And then they can keep going and they make the donation. But I cannot search. If they do that, they fill it out and then they make the payment. The automatic thank you for your donation email goes out automatically to the email address that they entered here. Now, if I'm an admin, and I'm going to log in as an admin. If I'm an admin, and in some cases, things happen this way, where for whatever reason, you are with one of your members and your members wants to make a donation and they cannot do it themselves, and you're doing it with them. You can search. So these are admin features here, right? I can make a donation for a user. Let's do Christina here. Select the person. Let's make a donation. If you do it that way, already we have the address on record, etc. We don't need to do, it just fills out some of these fields here. You can choose a fundraising campaign. Here, and I can continue, and then you can make a credit card donation. And then if I'm an admin entering, actually, it is not gonna send the thank you for your donation message automatically. Like this is us. This is a question to the group. This is us trying to be smart, but it's a question we have. Because sometimes we're saying, well, if it's an admin doing it, they don't necessarily want the automatic email to go out because they want a more fine-grained kind of control on what goes out. So if I go down here, this is Christina, and this is the most recent email. The thank you for your donation email was sent actually. So maybe I changed this.
I would rather have thank you emails go out automatically
They
and
go out. Yeah.
even
It
when
is,
the admin adds it.
yeah, we have it. We actually did it. You see here? It
Oh,
says
okay.
25 February 2020. It's a discussion I had. I probably found the answer myself. Or I discussed this. Because initially we were not doing this. We were not, if an admin was doing it, the admin had to do it manually. And then we had some admins coming to us saying, well, why the message didn't go out? It's like, well, because sometimes admins want to have more fine-grained control. So basically, yeah, that's it. Actually went out. So good. So it doesn't matter if it's an admin or not an admin. The email template goes out. It went out in this case, right? In the variables were replaced with the date, the time, and the language that you had at the bottom of that email template.
So, Manuel, ours is not going out automatically when an admin enters a donation. So that's probably something
Okay.
clicked off also, or
Yes.
okay.
Well, for number one thing, you need to make sure that it's set to none, the email template is not set to none, right? So
Right.
that's for sure. So you need to check that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's not, basically if let's show it again. If you go to settings, email template, it needs to be, you need to have an auto task. You can scroll right through the list.
Mhm.
If you don't have a thank you for your donation, then the email doesn't go out. If your thank you for your donation, or you can do this too. If you open this, right, the information is here too. If you go to your thank you for your donation template and this email template for your auto task is set to none, it is not going out. It needs to be set to thank you for your donation.
And it looks like maybe we need two of them because we need one for the public website and then we need another
No.
one. No, it's the same one.
It's the same one, yeah. The donation
Okay.
is donation, yes.
Okay, so if we change our thank you for your donation and we add the auto task of donation
Exactly.
one or two, I
Yeah.
don't know the difference between one and two, but I'll look at that.
Yeah. That was also, I don't think you ever need to. I don't know. There was a weird case where I don't know why did two. We had a village that requested that, but there is no specific need for that. It was super weird. It just one is enough. If you send both, we send both email templates. Some village had a request for some tax purposes or something like that, that they wanted two different type of email templates going out. But in my view, if you have one that has all the necessary information, that should be enough.
Okay, great. So once I set that auto task on it'll work for people who are donating on the site or for the admins. Great.
Yes, so there is two things. First, yes, it will. Yeah, I just double checked it with you, right? So it goes automatically even when I'm an admin. So that is good. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that if I look for, I'm gonna do this. Now, because the thank you for your donation templates, they only go out if those are electronic payments, right? If it's a donation that was made basically with a credit card. If you want to do it for cash donations, because the thing is like sometimes, anyway, let me show you. Let me do another donation. I'm gonna do it for Christina too. And it could be anybody. Well, this thing is annoying. Okay, Christina, and then I'm gonna change the amount, right? And then here we're gonna go for $15, and then the address is okay, the fundraising campaign is okay, credit card. I'm gonna change this, and then let's say that she sent a check, and then the payment date of the check was today. The check number 12345. My status if this check is paid. So now these obviously I'm an admin. I can choose check. When your members are doing that, themselves, they cannot enter a check, right? They can only choose the electronic payment. But you can, if they send you a paper check, you can choose a check. You enter it. And now if I go to her record and you go to the pay tab, here you will see that she has two donations. She had the $10 donation we did before with the credit card and the $15 donation we did with a check. So both both donations are on her pay tab, which is good, is what we were expecting. Now, if I go to the activity tab, these are the emails that have been sent. And then we only send the email out for the thank you for your donation for the credit card check, the credit card donation. This is what I was saying. The automatic template for the donation only goes out for electronic payment methods, right? Like the credit card that we did. Now, I want to show you one more thing. Here on, you can search the person. This is Christina. Here I can go to the pay tab. I can find the donation she made with $15. I can click on view. And then from the donation itself, right, that is $15, etc., I can come here and I can thank her by email. And if I do that, actually, it's applying the same. It allows me to choose a template, and I can choose thank you for your donation. And now it's going to replace it with the information of this other donation. You see here, it says $15. And I come down here, but this one is basically I can hit send. It's going to send manually. And so the verification is good. Lee, this one is for you. Actually, this is a new security feature we added. You saw that? So sometimes it's a new security enhancement we added where basically in this world of AI where robots are being more active and the internet got a little bit more dangerous, we added some security measures for detection of bots and attacks, etc. And these sometimes you can see a screen like this for half a second where basically we're making sure that we're dealing with a human and not a robot. Now, anyways, I sent it, right? So now I look here and I see my new message that went out at 11:53. So this is California time because I just sent it 1 minute ago. And then if I open it, I view it, this is a $15 template. So basically, electronic payment methods, the donation template if set up goes out automatically. If it's a cash, check, or other or anything like that, you can send it manually as I showed you. You go to the activity tab, send new message, choose email template, send, and then goes out. Are there any other questions related to that donation template? Maybe not. We still have a few minutes.
Wait,
Manuel,
just
we
just
can-
Wait.
sorry.
oh, sorry, just to be clear. So
Uh-huh.
so a donation made, whether it's credit card, check, or cash, will
Mhm.
automatically the email will go out.
No. So
No,
basically,
just credit card.
yeah, only credit card, the donation, credit card or the bank. You can also set a donation with ACH, right? And some people do these monthly donations and stuff.
Mm,
So in that case, yeah, if in an electronic payment method, the automatic template goes out. If it's
Okay.
a check or cash,
we
then
send it out.
you need to send it manually from the activity.
Got it.
Mm.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Manuel, we have an interesting question from
Yes.
Maria. Maria,
Yes.
would you like to ask your question?
Oh, well, that's if there aren't any feature questions. Mine's more about general villages and how you guys handle liability for driving as I look to purchase insurance for the nonprofit. But I don't want to eat up time if there's more questions around people wanting to set this up.
No, it's good. Maria, it's good. I like it when everyone has a chance to ask their questions. So I think there's many people on the call that will have a better answer than I do, but there is basically villages contract volunteer insurance, and then there is this one company that most villages use that I don't remember. So if anyone has a recommendation, they can come up and make a suggestion about that. Do we?
I can share this company's name with you, Maria, if you're.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
we have had a similar question in the past. Actually, allows me to give you another thing is that we have a collaborative website where basically we have conversation that goes on from villages. Actually, let me see if I can open it here. This is Helpful Village. Here.
Oh, wonderful.
And I know we have had this conversation here before, and then basically we have different channels where people are discussing about questions, announcements, and things like that. Here we publish actually the recorded webinars. And I remember seeing this, and it's not only us in some of these channels. Wait, where is it? Yeah, here, best practices general. Some of the discussion, just some villages ask some of these questions, are updating policies and procedures, etc. And I know I have seen this question about volunteer insurance, and but I don't remember the answer.
That's great.
But
Thank
anyway,
you.
I know Anastasia can follow up with that one and send you the answer to that question. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. I think we can fit in one more question. And Carol, do you want to read this other additional question about payments? Ooh, I got her off guard. I can read it too. What is the time frame from a failed payment record created in the member payment section of the pay tab from a credit card monthly cadence to when the system adds a subscription record with status past due with a cancel button option? Is used on the pay tab that the monthly payments will be reinstated. Okay, wow. Okay, this is an advanced question.
Yeah, it's a little bit much. We're trying to better understand so we can document and
Yes.
how. So we used to wait a bit when there's a failed payment, but now we go right away because we get this failed payment record and then past due status, and then eventually it gets canceled. So we're trying to understand that timing.
Yes, you're right.
And then the process. So that's sort of my two-part question.
Perfect. So I'm gonna give additional context for some other people, right? So I know you know some of this information, but and then I'll get to your answer. So when you have your members, right, and then I can look for a member in our database, and then this is a member, and then the member is on this membership type, and you can set up person decided to pay, they can pay for 1 year membership, or they can set up monthly payments. And the question is about these monthly payments that are being set up. If we set up these monthly payments, you can set up them up with a credit card or basically ACH with a bank account. If you set up with a credit card, you choose the first date of the first payment. So you can either do it today, or some villages prefer having basically, having all their monthly payments on the first of the month. Whatever works for you, doesn't matter. And then you confirm the subscription, and that sets up the monthly payments for this membership. So here I need to enter a credit card number. Okay, and then I subscribe. And so we're gonna start taking monthly payments, right, from the beginning of March, and every month we do. So once you have done that, the monthly payments for this member are active. So all of this looks good. And then I can go to the pay tab, and then on the pay tab here, we can see, well, the payments as we saw before, right? Here, renew membership payment, donations, all of those will be here. You also see the payments of the other household members, because sometimes if they're in a household membership, obviously one of the people in the household are making the payment, so you want to see them on the same place. And then here at the top, you can see the subscription, and this is where the monthly payments are. We have a monthly subscription for membership of this membership type that is active, that we created today. So that is good, and it's active. If you need to stop it, you can cancel it. You can cancel it from here, or you can come here from the member tab, and you can come here and stop the monthly payment. Both things are the same thing. This subscription is something that is connected to this membership. Now, getting closer to the question, what happens is on the first of the month, basically, we work with this financial partner provider, which is Stripe. And then basically, with the work we just did together, we enter the credit card number. Actually, the credit card number does not go to Helpful Village, goes to our financial provider, and they do the financial aspect. But then basically, they communicate with our system, right? And on the first of the month, they're going to try to collect the money. And then if they collect the money and that is successful, they inform the Helpful Village website, and then we're going to do a number of things. One, we're going to record the payment here under user payments, right? Like we did here. And then we're also going to update the membership record. So for example, here you have an expiration date does not change, but the paid until date is going to change by 1 month, because we are adding a month of payment every month. So that is happening in the best case scenario when the payment goes well. Sometimes our partner is going to try to collect the money from the credit card, and it is unsuccessful. And it's a good thing that it is unsuccessful, because there are multiple reasons. One of the reasons is if you have a member and their credit card got stolen, right? It was reported lost or stolen. Obviously, that will be an unsuccessful payment for a good reason, right? Because just this credit card is no longer valid. And what happens is that also our financial provider informs us that there was a failed payment, and we let you know. We send you an email saying, well, there is a failed payment that happened today, and we give you the reason. in there. And the reason can be, well, lost or stolen. Well, then you can act differently. If it's lost or stolen, there's no chance this payment is going to work again, right? So you need to contact your member, ask for a new credit card, and then get that done. Actually, so sometimes Stripe is trying to collect the money, but I don't know. The bank can be offline or whatever. So they're going to retry automatically. So sometimes you have a failed payment, just the system is going to try to collect the money again and again and again and again. Now, in some cases, it works because if your bank is offline or the credit card company, whatever is offline, well, then you retry and the second time it works. In some other cases, if it's a reported, stolen card, it's never going to work. So in that case, you do something. And what happens is there's a number of retries that happen automatically, and this the subscription is active. But if it fails too many times, the retry, the subscription is not gonna go to eternity or for eternity, or I don't know how to say it, for a failed or reported credit card, etc. So it just at one point in time, this subscription here cancels. It goes from active to past due when it's late, and then after past due, it goes to just cancel. And basically, when just Stripe is no longer trying to collect the money. So now that's the context. And then the question here was, when the system, So what is the time frame for a failed payment record created in the member payment section of the pay tab from?
Yeah, the question is the time frame, and it sounds like it depends on why it was failed. So
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
And then I think last time you helped me and said, if it is, let's say it is lost stolen, we update the credit card on that pay tab, and that's all we need to do.
Yeah, exactly. So you can come here, look at this. So basically here, right? Imagine that this person got a law card that is reported stolen or something. You can come here, update credit card. And then when you do that, it's going to add you for a new credit card right here, which is going to be different. And I don't know another good credit card here. And then you just update, and that's going to change the card on file for this person. And then the subscription, you don't need to redo the subscription. The subscription is gonna take the default payment method, and if you updated it here, it's a new card that's going to be working.
And that so far has been our experience. However, in the member tab, it goes back to set up monthly payments. So it's confusing because it seems like the monthly payments are reinstated, but the member tab still.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about that one. So we, so I was not aware of that. So basically, we're gonna test that again, right? If that ever happened, because for me, if you update your credit card, that should have no impact on your member tab. Should not change. That should remain like this. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna test that. Sometimes it's I don't know if there is changes. Sometimes also Stripe changes some stuff and they don't tell us, obviously, because we're a small partner that they have. So if you see something unusual or something, we're happy to look at it. So we Anastasia, if you can make a note of this one, we will test it and then we'll report to the group on the next month release
Yes, of course.
Q&A webinar. Cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you. That confirmation helps. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I like it. I think you just reached, we're a few minutes past the hour, but I enjoyed very much the webinar. I wanted to thank everybody for coming and for the questions. I like it how we went from some humanly understandable questions to some very advanced questions of monthly payments that we do and notifications and stuff. And I like when there's a little bit of both. That was very fun. With all of this, I wanted to thank you all for being here. Don't hesitate to contact our team. If you do not have access to our collaborative website for questions, etc., and discussion with other villages, you can send an email to anastasia@helpfulvillage.com, and we can send you an invite so that you can join this discussion group for additional questions. If you do that, actually, you can come here under channels, and you can go to announcements, and the announcements is actually a channel where we put basically the recording of all the webinars, including today's. So also another thing to know is that these webinars usually go pretty quick because we have some users from different levels and people that are advanced, and sometimes it's too quick for new villages. But if it's too quick for you, well, the best thing is that this is recorded, so you can go back and then replay it slowly, and then just basically until you get all that information. So all our webinars are recorded, and accessible through Slack. You can click on this. This is the release one, and then before that there is other ones here, and then that will take you to YouTube. You can, ooh la 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 la. Welcome everybody, and there is also a YouTube channel if you want to subscribe to that. So those are resources that are freely available to all of you. Perfect. I'm gonna finish with this. Welcome everybody. Thank you very much for everyone for coming, and then we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you
job.
everybody.
Thank you. Have a great
See you
day.
soon. Thank you for
Bye.
coming. Bye bye.